with the knowledge that her actions, leaving the kids in the car, could result in death. She did it anyway. This is conscious disregard for human life, ladies and gentlemen.
She sat in the courtroom with her cosmetically enhanced pout, barely able to force out tears. Maya thought she'd walk away from this, but when the judge spoke, she burst out crying.
She chose to ignore all of her responsibilities. She ignored the fact that she had children that day. She ignored the fact that they were in the car.
For the first time, real panic flickered in her eyes. She had prioritized lip filters over her own children's life. And now, justice was about to make sure she'd pay the ultimate price. Maya Hernandez was just 20 years old, a young single mother to two beautiful baby boys, 1-year-old Emilio Gutierrez and his 2-year-old brother. To anyone scrolling through her social media, she looked like any other young mom trying her best. But on June 29, 2025, in Bakersfield, California, Maya made a choice that would destroy everything.
The one person who was supposed to protect, supposed to put her 2 sons above everything else, chose herself.
That Sunday, with temperatures climbing to a scorching 101 degrees, Maya drove her 2 sons from Visalia to Bakersfield for a cosmetic appointment at a spa. She was getting lip filter injections. But here's where the nightmare begins. Maya had actually called the spa that morning, asking if she could bring her 2 children inside with her.
She knew before she left home that she could bring the boys inside the spa with her. They would simply have to wait in the waiting room.
The spa told her they could sit in the waiting room. She had an option. She had a choice. She could have brought those babies inside where it was cool, where they'd be safe.
She knew that she had a stroller in her car that both of the boys could sit in, be strapped in, just like in their car seats, and sit in the spa.
But Maya didn't want to be bothered. Instead, she strapped both boys into their car seats in the back of her 2022 Toyota Corolla Hybrid, leaving them with snacks and her cell phone so they could watch television.
She didn't know the car would turn off. She left the fob under the seat. She left cookies, bottles, a fruit roll-up, an iPhone for Mateo, and she left them in car seats. That's what she testified to.
She told police she left the car running with the air conditioning on. She walked into that spa around 2 p.m., convinced her babies would be fine. What Maya didn't know, or chose to ignore, was that her hybrid vehicle was designed to automatically shut off after approximately 1 hour of inactivity while in park.
She also said she never read the manual. She bought it and she started driving it. So again, do with that what you will.
Maya spent over 2 hours inside that spa, talking to patrons, getting her procedures done. Not once did she check on her children. Not once.
She spoke about her children, ladies and gentlemen. She told the other patrons in the spa that she had children. What she failed to ever say is that her children were in the car.
Soon, the air conditioning stopped working and the internal temperature climbed to a blistering 143 degrees. Can you imagine 2 innocent toddlers strapped to their car seats in scorching heat for over an hour? When Maya finally strolled back to her car around 4:30 p.m., after getting her lips done, she found little Emilio foaming at the mouth and having a seizure.
And he explained to you that Emilio had edema, or commonly referred to as swelling of the brain. The brain swelled and it continued to swell and swell until it began to shut down. He also told you that somebody going through this edema, swelling of the brain.
She began performing mouth-to-mouth resuscitation and called 911. And when officers arrived, Emilio was unconscious, not breathing, with blue discoloration around his lips. His older brother's hair was soaking wet and he appeared lethargic. 1-year-old Emilio died with a body temperature of 107 degrees.
This is not a quick death, ladies and gentlemen. This is a slow, painful death.
His brother survived, but at what cost? How do you explain to a 2-year-old that his baby brother is gone because mommy needed prettier lips? Maya was arrested and charged with 2nd-degree murder, involuntary manslaughter, and 2 counts of willful cruelty to a child. Was this justice, or was it just the beginning? When Maya Hernandez's trial began in December 2025, the courtroom became a battlefield of truth versus excuse. Deputy District Attorney Stephanie Tacconi painted a devastating picture.
You know based upon her interviews with Detective McNabb, based upon her actions, based upon her failures to tell anybody inside of the spa.
The prosecution emphasized that Maya had been warned, had been offered a solution, but chose vanity over her children. Taccone argued that Hernandez knew the dangers of leaving her children in the car and chose to act anyway, describing how she left her children trapped in an inferno.
You know, based upon her interviews with Detective McNabb, that she knew her acts were dangerous, that she knew they were dangerous to human life. She got in here and she testified and she told you a different story.
Most damning of all, Hernandez herself admitted to police that she knew her actions were irresponsible and that she considered that when she was getting out of the car, but she left them in the vehicle regardless.
She knew what she was doing, she knew it was dangerous, and she did it anyway.
But the defense tried a different angle. Assistant Public Defender Terrell Wakeman argued that while Hernandez was negligent, she didn't possess the mental state necessary for second-degree murder. Wakeman claimed Maya thought she had mitigated the risk by leaving the air conditioning on and didn't know the car would shut off automatically.
The offenses in this case require proof of the union or joint operation of act and wrongful intent. What that means is that you've got to have a guilty act and a guilty mind at the same time. She left the AC on and the fob under the seat when she went into the office for the procedure. She was conscious of the heat and did the opposite of disregarding.
But that's the problem, isn't it? She didn't think. Even if she left snacks and turned the AC on, not knowing it would shut off, she didn't think about her babies choking. She didn't think about the car being stolen with them inside. She didn't even check up on them, was too busy thinking only about herself.
Emilio arrived at the hospital just after 5 p.m., little over 30 minutes after being found by the defendant, his mother. Doctors and nurses spent over 40 minutes attempting to perform life-saving measures on Emilio. They failed. They failed because they were too late. He was pronounced deceased so that his mother, the defendant, Maya Hernandez, could obtain cosmetic procedures.
After 2 days of deliberations, the jury convicted Maya Hernandez of 2 counts of child endangerment, but deadlocked on the charges of second-degree murder and involuntary manslaughter, resulting in a mistrial on those counts.
I am declaring a mistrial as to count 1, which then necessitates a mistrial as to count 2 being a lesser.
Maya Hernandez was convicted on child endangerment charges, which carry a possible sentence of 2, 4, or even 6 years in prison, with sentencing scheduled for January 12th of 2026, which was then postponed to February 3rd of 2026 to give attorneys more time to discuss whether prosecutors will retry Hernandez on the murder and manslaughter charges. But the question remains, is this enough? Little Emilio's life was stolen from him before he could even form memories. Can any sentence ever equal the weight of a child's life? Does the answer even matter when a baby's dead? However, what's undeniable is this: Maya Hernandez made her choice. And now, little Emilio will never get to make any choices of his own. If this case moved you, make sure to hit subscribe and stay informed on cases where justice hangs in the balance.